too long, right? How much minute? Om Pranamaya Sirsa Devam Gauri Putram Vinayaka Bhaktavasam Smare Nityam Ayu Kama Arta Siddhaye Om Bhadrakalaye Namo Nityam Saraswati Namo Namam Veda Viranka Viranta Vidya Stani Bhaivacha Om Jnana Moolam Guru Murti Puja Moolam Guru Param Mantra Moolam Guru Vakyam Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa Guru da Brahma Guru da Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaram Guru Saksha Parang Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurue Namaha Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. My humble Sitaram and my humble Namaste and Pranam and good afternoon to each and every one of you. My humble salutation to each and every one of you, divine soul, divine part and parcel of the Supreme Master. My humble salutation. Once more, I must thank each and every one of you again for your good words, for your inspiration that you have given unto me, your encouragement. I do appreciate all the good words you have said, all the wonderful comments you have said. Thank you all again, and I do appreciate them all. And I continue today, this afternoon, Bhagavad Gita discourse number 11. And before I do so, we know, for those of you who have not heard, but one of our dynamic member have passed away. We just remember her and be silent for a few seconds in her name, Sita Pandi. We beg and we pray that the great Lord bless the soul. Her good karma will surely propel her to the lotus feet of Prabhu for all those devotional songs she had sung. Those are the vehicle to carry her soul to the lotus feet of Prabhu. As we offer a prayer, we all join together to offer a prayer for her, for all the departed, for all who have lost one. We remember them and we pray to the Lord to guide and protect the soul to the heavenly abode. Om Krishna Krishna Kripalo Tvam Gatinam Gatir Bhava Samsar Arnava Magnanam Prasiddha Purushottamam Narayana Sotrishta Lakshmi Kanta Varapradhe Anena Tarpanena Ta Preta Moksha Pradho Bhava Preta Moksha Pradho Bhava Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. And so to commence today Pravachan and Bhagavad Gita, the last time we look at Duryodhan from Bhagavad Gita, his comment he has made from a distance, from the other side of the battle forefront, of the other side of the army. He is looking on the other side. He was on one side and looking at the one side, and he made comments, just scanning, not observing carefully, of course. He did not observe carefully, and he made comments depend upon his nature. And we know he boasts and brag about his people. And so today we are going to continue. The last verse we read was verse 19. So today I'm intended to do verse 20 to 25. Bhagavad Gita Chapter 1, verses 20. We commence and see how Bhagavad Gita goes. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. I'm Saraswati Namaha. Shri Guru Charana Kamalabhyo Namaha. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha. Ata Vyavastitan Drishtava Dartarashtan Kapidvaja Pravirte Shashta Sampati Dhanuruddayam Ya Pandava Hirshikesham Tadavakyam Ida Mahamahipate. And so verse 20 is telling us that now, O Lord of the earth, Sanjaya is telling to Dhritarashtra. So these are the words of Sanjaya. All right, Sanjaya, who is sitting nearby of Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya, who had the Divya Drishti, the blessing to have divine sight and divine hearing, so that he could sit there and listen. So he is telling to the blind king, so now, O Lord of earth, seeing your son arrange against him, and when missiles were ready to be hurled, Arjuna, son of Pandu, took up his bow and then addressed the following words to Shri Krishna. So there is about when the time the battle was to begin. Remember, we closed with all those shank was being sung, all the bugle was being blown, all the war songs were given by both sides, loud noise were being echoing in the sky. And after that commenced, it was finished. It was now time for war to commence. And so at that time, when the order was going to give for battle to commence, then and then Arjuna Uvacha, Arjuna say, verse 21, say Arjuna Uvacha, Senayoru Bhavor Madhye Ratam Stapayami Achyuta. So Arjuna say, and he addressed Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna become the charioteer to Arjuna. We all know it's very popular story. How did Lord Krishna become the charioteer for Arjuna? But although Arjuna was given the first option of either choosing between Krishna, Shri Krishna, or his huge army. Shri Krishna has the best army, the best warriors with wonderful missiles. And so Shri Krishna gave the option to Arjuna and Duryodhana. And so he gave Arjuna first option, and Arjuna said, I want you, O Krishna. I don't want your army. I want you. Then Shri Krishna said, sure, think what you want. Think it over again. He who chooses me, I will not fight. I will not shoot an arrow. I will be on your side, but I will not shoot an arrow. And so Arjuna, he said, no matter. Oh Krishna, I chose you. I want you to be on my side. So since he was not going to fight and shoot an arrow, then he decided that, oh Arjuna, I will drive your chariot. I will be your charioteer. And so at that point, Arjuna said, oh Krishna, Achyuta. He addressed Shri Krishna as Achyuta, the one who never deviates from his words. The one who never deviates from his promise is called Achyuta. That, oh Achyuta, please place my chariot between the two armies. He's telling Krishna now, please take this chariot and put it between the two armies. Arjuna continue. Yavadeta niriksheham yuddha kaman vasistan kair maya sahayodhanyam asti manra samuddamin. And he told to Krishna, and keep it there till I carefully observe. Listen to the words. Arjuna is saying, put it there until I carefully observe. These warriors drawn up for battle and have seen with whom I have to engage in fight. So he wants a closer look. So here we can see Arjuna wants a closer look. Even in the next shloka 23, Yos yasmana navikshaham ya ete traha samagataha datarashtasya buddhir buddhi priya chikirshavaha. I shall scan the well-wishers in the war of the other side of that evil-minded Duryodhan. Whoever has assembled on his side are ready to fight, that I can scan them. I can carefully observe to see the other side, who he has to engage in battle. And so here, ancient, but yet very strategic. It is today, it is being taught in all war affairs and fighting affairs and championship, that it is good to know your opponent. Your opponent, you have to know your opponent, who you are going to reach up with. Not only in war, but also in any mission we are going on. If we are to go on a debate, it is important to know your opponent. If you are going on if you are going for a job, for an interview, it is important to know who you are going to reach up with. You are important to know the other side. Now, when you do research on interviews, they are telling you to know, have a forehand or a phone knowledge of the company. Know a background of the company you are going for definitely they are going to ask you questions about the company and their operation. So not only in war, but in our activities, it is important to know the opponent, to know the other person. Even in marriage too. You know, everything, when we look at it, I just thought about even in marriage, it is important that we know the other side. That is why the ancient tradition and custom that they do the investigation of the parents. They call it match, but indirectly it is not match. You make the root. You make the root, the connection, and once then you know the parents, you know the other side, what are their nature, what their characteristic, what kind of people they are, then you can get involved with being. And so in every aspect of our life, the Bhagavad Gita is teaching us that Arjuna show us that it is important to know and have a knowledge of the other side. Wherever, whatever object or whatever project or endeavors mission we are going to, it is important we know who we are going to connect to, who we are going to reach up with. It is important. And so he wants to scan the entire side. So here we can see the difference. Arjuna asks to go closer because he wants a closer look. And in anything we do, we have to take a closer look. On the other side, Duryodhana stand on his side and just watch and just scan across. And he make comments, and he make conclusion, and he made judgment. This is what Duryodhana do. He look away from a far distance, not looking closer like Arjuna did, and so he was unfocused. He was non-detailed. Duryodhana was non-detail oriented, not observing carefully and not observing at a closer side and angle of the situation. He just judged the people. He just judged and make comments and come to his own conclusion. But on the other hand, Arjuna is teaching us here that always we have to carefully observe the other side. We have to be detail-oriented and focus and have a closer look as to the people who we are going to reach, as to the people who we deal with life situation. With life situation, it is said, some author said and comment that the Mahabharata war is not only a physical war which happened 5,000 years ago in India, but the Mahabharata war is a war, ongoing war inside each and every one of us. The Mahabharata war is an ongoing war within each and every one of us, where righteousness is fighting unrighteousness, where truth is fighting against untruth, where darkness is fighting against light in our heart, in our mind. Every day there is a war, there is a battle, and there is to and fro. Good against good thoughts, against negative thoughts. Righteous thoughts against unrighteous thought. Dharmic action against adharmic action. Should I do this? Should I go to the temple or should I not go to the temple? Should I insult him or should I not insult him? Should I do this to that person or should I not do it? Should I wake up early this morning and go to my altar and pray, or should I just relax in bed? Should I serve my mother? Should I take care of my mother, or should I not take care of my mother because she gave a larger proportion of property to the other children? These are some of the thoughts that we go, and some authors say that the Mahabharata war is a real war in our everyday life and situation that undergoing in our heart and mind. And so Arjuna put it to be focus. And so when he was focused, we all will be focused. And we know at the end what will be the result. We will get there sometime. But we know the end result of the Mahabharata war is that who has the Lord on himself and who is detail-oriented and more focused, we shall see later the result of being more detail-focused and more oriented and detail-oriented and looking thing at a closer aspect. And so Sanjaya now continued to say, Sanjaya Uvacha, verses 24 to 25, and we close here. Sanjaya Uvacha, Eva Mukto Hirshi Kesho, Gura Keshena Bharata, Bhishma Drona Pramukham, Sarvesham Cha Mahikshitam, Uvacha Partaha Pashyaitan, Samavitan Kuruniti. And so I joined two shloka in one there, one half of the shloka of 24 and the other half of 25 to make it shorter. But the essence of these two shlokas, Sanjaya Uvacha, Sanjaya is saying that, O king, thus addressed by Arjuna, so said Arjuna, Shri Krishna placed the magnificent chariot between the two armies in front of Bhishma and Drona and all the kings, and said, Arjuna, behold these Kauravas assembly here. So this today we close with 24 and 25 shloka, 24th and 25th shloka of chapter 1 Bhagavad Gita, where Bhagwan Shri Krishna is telling to Arjuna, he followed the instruction of Arjuna. He took the chariot and placed it between the two armies and in front of Bhishma, Pitama, and Drona and all the kings. And he said, O Arjuna, behold the Kauravas. Look and behold and take in this sight here of the Kauravas in front of you. And so we close here. And we will see the next time when Arjuna see the result of detail orientation, what happened to him. But Arjuna was always detail oriented from the time as a little boy. So as children growing up, we have to be detail oriented. We should not rush and hurry and do anything. For all the kids, do not rush and do your homework. Do not hurry and do your assignment and project. Whatever project and assignment we have in school, we have to be detail oriented. We have to take our time and read and understand what is meant, or else we can lose a lot of information. And we know some students fail tests by not reading the instruction. They rush into the exam, not being detail oriented. And the instruction will say, answer any 5 of the 7 questions. That is the first thing. Answer any 5 of the 7 questions. And a child, some children, from time after to time, they didn't read. They start from question 1, question 2, and they spend a lot of time. Question 4 and question 5 was very difficult, and the time finished. And when they glanced through at question 5 and 7, was very easy. They could have walked through the last 2 questions. Very simple, but they didn't get because they rushed. They make judgment. They make judgment. Preconceived idea that I have to do this exam. They rush into the exam, not being detail-oriented, not reading the instruction properly, and they fail the exam. They fail the exam. So Arjuna, they were all practicing. They were practicing, and the Dronacharya was teaching them to point and to take the aim at the arrow. And so they placed a toy bird on the tree, at the high branch. They placed the toy bird. Very toy bird, look real. And so Dronacharya, Bhisha, Pitama tell each one of them, Duryodhan, come forward with your iron bow, take your position and aim at the bird, but don't shoot. And he said, when you take your position, let me know. Duryodhan said, I'm ready. And so Dronacharya asks, tell me, what do you see? Duryodhan say, I see the leaves. What else do you see? I see the sky. What else? I see the cloud. What else? I see the branch shaking. What else? I see the bird. And he said, don't shoot, put your arrow. You take the next student, Nakul, Sahadeo. A few of the students there, the brothers, he said, take your aim. Tell me what you see. I see the bird, I see the branch, I see the leaves shaking and moving, the wind is moving, I see the cloud, don't shoot. And each one of them will say the same thing. And then Arjuna was called upon. And Arjuna, I tell Arjuna, take your position, ready to shoot, but tell me, what do you see? And Arjuna say, I see the eye of the bird. What else do you see, Arjuna? I see the eye of the bird. Arjuna, what more do you see, Arjuna? I see the bird eye and only the bird eye. That is the only thing I see. And he said, okay, don't shoot. But then he explained to all of them that this is the way we have to do things. We have to be careful. We have to be focused. Stay focused. And then make your aim in life. And once we stay focused and make our aim, we will hit the target. And Arjuna always he was taught to see the main point, the eye of the bird, to shoot. To only see the bird and the bird. No leaf, no branch, no sky, no cloud. And so he was always, and so this is why he wanted to be detail oriented. He asked Krishna to take me closer. Let me see who am I going to fight, who my opponent, and so that I can have a closer look. And so I can make a better judgment. All right? Better judgment when we look at things very closely. Very closely, not just an overview, not inattentive, or not thoughtless, or not an erratic way, but a very cautious way, very focused. So I thank you all for looking. I thank you all for joining as we come to, we bring an end to Sloka 25 of chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita. And I thank you all so much to join. I thank you all to participate and to give me this opportunity to do Bhagavad Gita and to bring some message to all of you again. And in closing pratna, we beg and we pray for everyone. We beg and we pray to Lakshmi Ma to light up our home, light up our heart, light up our mind, light up the pathway to protect us from this COVID. May this COVID virus go away very quickly. May through your power, O Lord, may the government have more of the vaccine to give each and every one so that we can be safe. Protect us. Raksha, Raksha, Ganadayaksha. Raksha means protect us. We beg and we pray for protection from the Lord. Hey Prabhu, protect your bhaktas, protect your devotees, protect your children in this entire world, in each and every home. Whatever way your bhaktas pray to you, whatever way and however way they see you, O Lord, you are the same one supreme Lord of this universe. You are this one supreme Lord of each and every nation, each and every people. We bow to you and beg and pray to protect your children. Hey Prabhu, Raksha, Raksha, Gana, Dayaksha, Raksha, Tailokya, Rakshata, Bhaktanam bhayam karta tarata bhavata bhavan arvana asatoma sadgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. And so my humble Sitaram again, Pranam, Namaste, and good evening to each and every one of you from far and near that is viewing this. God blessing to each and every one of you. Jai Shri Ram.